Welcome, listeners, to another great episode of Two Beers and a Mic. This is part 2 of...
5-second rule.
There we go. Cruisin for a BREW-sin.
Cruisin for a BREW-sin.
One of the best shows Disney Channel put out was Teen Beach Movie.
Oh, for sure.
100%.
For sure. They haven't made anything close to that.
No. How down bad have you been? We're gonna start this off with some Velo talk. Velo,
Velos.
if you'd like to sponsor the podcast, we are 100% on board.
Oh yeah.
With you coming along for the ride.
Yeah.
Velo talk. How down bad have you been?
Oh yeah, dude. I've had none left in the tank. No energy.
Yeah.
And I had a fat discard pile.
Yeah.
And I just ran it underwater a little bit because I saw it in a TikTok once, and I just
popped it right back in.
I mean, it's my spit. Nothing ever happened.
I ain't gonna lie, I've popped a discard back in my mouth as well.
Yeah. You got to do what you got to do sometimes to make it.
That's right. And I even looked everywhere. I was like I walked to this gas station. It wasn't even a gas station. It was like a CVS. But we were in like Washington D.C.
Oh.
So like I walk it down the street. We had Ubered everywhere.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to Uber to a gas station. I was like, I'm not that down bad.
Right.
But I was like, all right, I'll walk to the CVS. It's like, I don't know, 500 steps away. Like, let's see what they got. They didn't have any. I was like, they had Black and Milds, and I was like, baby.
I'm feeling real black and mild right now.
Maybe. Have you ever bought just Black and Milds just for the fun of it?
When I was younger and I was trying to stop dipping, I would buy a Black and Mild, but also I would buy a Black and Mild and like take the guts out, and I would stuff it with flower petals.
As you can see right now, we are moving again on this is not called the Sky Bar. We found out what it was called the other day.
What is it called?
Hey Harold, what's this bar called? Rising Tide.
Rising Tide.
So we're on the Rising Tide. We got our boy Harold over here. He hooked us up with some absolutely banger drinks. I have the 0 alcohol all aboard spritz, and Stone has the drink of the day, which is
the Goombay Smash.
The Goombay Smash. So we're gonna give it a little taste test. I bet Harold hooked us up real good here with a little lime on top. Do a little spritz for the
Just because we enjoy drinking does not mean that we do not support our sober people.
That's right. And they do make some banger non-alcoholic drinks on this.
They really do. What does this one have? It has lime juice, cranberry juice, desert pear syrup, and club soda. So he said Sprite. So I bet it's even better with a little Sprite.
Oh, it's about to be fire. So let's do a little cheers for.
I'll do a cheers.
Cruisin for a BREW-sin.
And don't make fun of me for my fruity drinks. If you're not man enough to drink a fruity drink, you're not a man.
We're in vacation mode. Let us have our fruity drinks.
Yeah, with our pineapples and cherries.
Oh, Harold, you did good. It's
Very
outstanding.
Good.
It's perfect.
Very good.
Thank you, Harold. Harold had told us that Hong Kong and Singapore were some banger port destinations for some cruises.
That might have to be the next Cruisin for a BREW-sin that we do.
It might have to be. That would be absolutely sick, dude.
Yeah,
I've never been even close to that area. Where would you have to fly to, would you go out of Hawaii?
No, either that or New York, probably.
It's on the other side, isn't it? Of Europe?
Yeah, but I know that New York flights go that far. They at least go into China.
Oh, so you fly into China and then take a cruise?
But I would either say you'd have to be on the way northeast coast or just east or west coast of the country in order to get there. And that's got to be like a 28-hour flight. Oh,
jeez. Yeah, I've heard that's one that I would save for a long time, because I would definitely want to fly business class. Okay, what's the max, do you think, now that you've done it, what's the max that you could fly coach and be like, all right, I'm good flying coach?
I would probably say 5 to 6 hours. 5 to 6 hours is where I start getting uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you can go just about anywhere in the country in 5 to 6 hours, potentially 7.
Especially from Dallas.
Yeah.
We're in a good little central area. I think when I used to fly around for work, it would be Seattle was a solid 4.5. And then
Yeah.
if you wanted to go to New York, it was like sometimes it was 4 hours, sometimes it was 3:45.
Yeah.
So not too terribly long, but
No.
I'm with you. I think like I'm really hoping. I've saved up a lot of Amex points.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping that there's some transfer portal thing that I can use for our Iceland trip because
Yes.
when we went to Ireland last year, it was a 14-hour flight.
Yes. It was 14. Well, hang on. It was 14 to Paris.
Yes.
And then it was another
Hour and a half?
hour and a half or two. It was a shorter flight.
Yeah.
But dude, what was that?
Aer Lingus.
Aer Lingus. Worst airline I've ever been on.
It was bad.
Bro, my ears were in agony.
Yeah.
I had a girl sitting next to me, and she was literally crying, just holding her head like this
Yeah.
because she couldn't get the pressure released from her ears.
We had that happen to Connor, old PD.
Oh, PD.
PD had a little ear problem when we went to Jamaica.
Really?
Yeah, he was down bad. He could not get those ear things to pop. He was struggling, and that was a pretty long flight because we flew down to Houston, and then Houston to Jamaica I think was maybe 3 hours.
Okay.
So I think he finally got it after like an hour and a half. But like imagine just like agony and pain.
Yeah,
in your ears
dude.
for an hour and a half.
Sucks.
Yeah,
And
it's the worst.
You can't do anything about it either. Like you try to, and
Yeah.
as much as you can, but nothing works.
Chew gum.
Chew gum.
Me and Asa were sitting there like, we're on flights every other week. This is nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks. But they were also, Aer Lingus was going through their strike at that point
Yes,
as well.
that's true.
So that could have been part of it. Or, well, maybe not
maintenance
part
guys.
of it. Yeah.
We'll just fly these. We'll fly these jokesters.
You saw that Air India plane crash?
No.
There was an Air India plane crash that was carrying 200 plus passengers and crashed right after takeoff, but there was a video released of a guy filming like inside of the plane, and nothing was working. The AC wasn't working, the television screens weren't working, nothing was working. And so at that point, I'm just being, can I get off, please?
Yeah, please. I'd switch flights. But then it just crashed. Is it like what, like electrical
Yeah,
problem?
it literally just went up, and then you see it just start slowly going back down.
Was it fatal?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah, dude. There were, I think.
And those are big planes, I think.
Oh yeah, it was over 100 deaths and over 50 injuries.
Wow.
So it was ridiculous. They showed a video of one guy walking out. He was all cut up, bruised, and everything.
There's a conspiracy theory that the way that they tell you to brace yourself in a plane crash is
to
actually
die.
to kill you, so you can't sue the airline.
That makes sense, because why would you put your head up against that? Because if you get enough force going back on your head, you're going to snap your neck instantly.
I don't know what I would do personally. I think I would. I mean, obviously, I wouldn't want to die, but like, would you put your knees on the seat in front of you? But then, like, you feel like, okay, well, at that point, like, your legs are done.
I'd rather
after
my
impact.
legs than my neck.
Exactly. So yeah, there's no way. I don't think I would never. How would you brace yourself?
I would probably slide down in my seat and tuck my knee, because our knees are so long. I would tuck my knees up against the chair in front of us.
That's what I would do.
So, and then I would cover my head, of course.
Yeah. Like, that's what they teach us when we do tornadoes.
Yeah.
Have you seen that? It's like a meme where it's like all the kids in the hallway, like, ducked like this with their hands, and then the tornado comes in and he goes, "Oh man," and then he leaves because like all the kids are like doing the tornado protocol, and he's
That's
like,
funny.
"Oh, well, I'm not gonna hit this one." He dips.
But are we really surprised that Air India, of all planes, was not working at all?
I bet Air India has some sick customer service though.
Oh, yeah?
I bet they do.
This is true.
They probably got some fire customer service.
10 people to a phone? Oh, yeah.
Oh, 100%. And after that crash, they had it handled, I bet.
Oh, for sure. Insurance?
Yeah.
Covered.
Done
Yep.
so.
I'm with it. But should we pan over to ourselves, because we do have a beer review for you guys, actually. It is just going to be in a separate setting than what we're currently in. So I say we pan ourselves over to Roatan.
And we try a beer from, we talked about it, but what did we try?
Oh, the
Anyway, we'll talk about it when we get to Honduras, but we're going to head over to Honduras right now. Welcome to a very special segment of Two Beers and a Mic. Today we are in
Roatan, Honduras.
That's right. We've been I guess,
Just look
invited
around.
to this beautiful.
If you don't
beautiful
mind,
country.
just pan the camera back to the beautiful backdrop that we have. We're on the beach today. I mean, man, it can't really get much better than this, huh?
That's right. That's right. We actually have a local beer today to try called the Salva Vida.
Salva Vida.
This was recommended by the locals as one of their favorite beers to try locally. So Stone, here's a little cup for you.
Oh, thank you, man. Don't know if I'll get quite the, pour.
Yeah, the crack.
Yeah, the crack and pour, but we're gonna do our best.
And we usually say this, but this is brought to you by the SOK Lone Star Mini Fridge, which
Is back in America and breeds and trains the best Labradors for the modern day sportsman.
that's right. Thank you, sir. All right.
Salva Vida.
From Salva Vida from
In
the
Honduras.
great state of Roatan. Or country
Are they a
city.
state?
I don't know.
Province? I don't know.
Something Roatan.
Yeah, let's cheers.
Oh, I like it.
It's good. Tastes like
pretty
a light beer.
Yeah. It's kind of like a common light beer.
Yeah. It doesn't have like a bitterness to it
No,
though,
not at
necessarily.
all.
It's just, if I had to compare it to anything, I would almost say it tastes like a Miller.
Yeah, 100% a Miller.
Look at us. Look at us.
What are you going to give it a rating?
I'm going to give it a pretty basic rating of like a 7.4.
I was thinking 7.2.
Okay,
So
7.3?
7.3 for the Salva Vida. Not bad. It'll
Dude,
do.
not bad, yeah.
It'll do.
If I was stuck on an island in Honduras and this was the only beer that I had to try or drink,
I'd be all right with it.
Yeah,
I'd be all right with it.
I'd be all right.
We're going to kick it back to the boys in studio, but we just wanted to thank you for joining us in Roatan, Honduras.
We're going to take a
for
quick
our
dive.
Beer review. And we're back from Honduras.
That was a great time.
Yeah, it was a great time.
Great
Got a little
time.
tan, yeah?
Yeah.
A
Got
little
much
bit of a
tan.
difference, yeah? I think I burned a little today.
Did you?
I think Stone participated today in the belly flop competition.
I did at
He did
all
get
210 pounds.
Yeah, you were one of the lightweights.
I wasn't the worst though.
No.
I didn't get booed. One kid got booed.
Yeah.
Felt bad, but
There was a 340-pound gentleman that took away the gold.
he did. And I'm proud
and
to say.
rightfully so.
Yeah.
Although American flag shorts, he gave it a good run. He had some
He had the
solid
best
back-to-back.
Yeah.
And he did a little trick,
Yeah, he
which
did.
I was a fan of.
Yeah.
Before he belly flopped, but
When that dude jumped
340.
in, he created a tidal wave
Yes.
throughout the pool.
dude,
His first jump, it was good, but
Yeah.
it was mid because he was bigger and he got it. But the second one, he got some air. He went out vertical, man,
Oh.
or horizontal.
Horizontal.
Yeah, he went out horizontal and just smacked that water, dude.
they should implement. And it might be too dangerous, but you think they've considered implementing a trampoline?
That would be sick, like one of the mini ones. that
Yeah,
you could
just
get.
a small one. I mean, they're putting them up on a 2-staircase box.
Yeah,
They should be able to do a trampoline.
I was kind of scared for that box.
We were wondering if someone maybe put a little too much force on that box and it just slid out
right
from
out.
under, and then you just wham.
Dude, that's like the girl over in Roatan, actually, who. All right.
Well,
Before I say this,
yeah, we'll say disclosure to anyone with sensitive
ears or get
nauseous.
Yeah. If you have never tried to swing off of a rope swing before, don't let it be your first time out of the country.
Yeah,
I would definitely make sure that it is somewhere you are familiar with. Understand that you should never dive in after letting go of the rope, and you should never just try anything other than a cannonball in an unknown area.
100%.
Right? Because this lady, I don't think she's ever been on one before. Maybe once or twice in her life. But
Maybe.
she ended up running out and getting stuck in the rope because of the pullback rope that they had attached to the rope you would hang on to. And it got caught in her
Hoo-Hah.
hoo-ha.
She said, and I quote, "It is the worst. It feels like the worst type of rug burn in a place that you would never want rug burn."
Oh,
She used the words, "I think I
ripped.
ripped my vagina,"
And that's tough.
and that's tough. And the whole
Dude.
time I'm thinking, well, what if that was my penis?
Dude, you wouldn't be Jake anymore.
Do you think?
You would be Jackie.
Listen, I think women's vaginas are much stronger than men's penises, because I think if ours got caught in a rope swing, it would just
Oh, immediately.
right
Yeah.
off.
Oh, there's nothing holding on to it.
No,
Oh, bro.
it's just done. I think it would just. I mean, I don't think a male body could support. I don't think a male penis could support the weight of a full male body. If
What
it
do you
got
think
caught,
the most weight it can sport is?
depends on the girth. You know what I mean?
Fair.
If you're one of those like skinny buggers, I'm gonna say skinny
Average.
bugger 225 before it probably rips.
You think so?
I don't know. I mean, our skin's pretty strong, but if you got a thick sucker,
Dude, I was gonna
think
say
less?
maybe like 50 pounds.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, bro.
if you put a 45-pound plate on a, let's just say like a rubber, not a
Yeah.
rubber band, but like, because like that would cut off circulation, but maybe like a thick, like one of those bands that you use to like do pull-ups or something like some people used to use like assisted pull-ups.
Yeah.
I think you could carry around.
Didn't Jackass do something like that?
I think so.
I thought they did. I can't remember. I thought theirs was like a 10 or 25 pound plate though.
But what do you think the force is on a rope swing as you're coming down? Like, granted, you're not full velocity into like you are into the water, but you have dropped, I don't know, 3 to 5 feet, and then you just have a rope that's just.
I mean, at that point, you would probably have to say that you're weighing, or I would be weighing. I weighed 2 to 210. I would probably say that I would be like 260 to 270 at that point after dropping for 3 feet.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
I think it would just cut it right off.
Yeah. And then you would just bleed out.
Yeah, that's a lot of blood that goes through there. Yeah, you're done.
Literally. I remember, this is actually true. I remember seeing that like if somebody were to chop you off, right, you have, I think, 7 minutes until you bleed out entirely.
Sounds right.
Dude, maybe I'm making it up.
It's the equivalent of your jugular. It's your coccular vein.
It's a calculated vein.
I got nothing else.
Yeah. Moral of the story, do not jump off of a rope swing if you do not know how, please.
100%. But yes, the pullback rope just wrapped around that leg multiple times. She probably was, I mean, it seemed longer than it was, but she was probably stuck. So the main rope was free, but she was caught in the pullback rope, which again is a very thin rope. She was probably caught in between her legs and around the leg for probably 5 full seconds before she untangled herself and fell into the water.
Dude.
And we asked like 6 or 7 times, like, are you hurt? And she was like, yes.
Oh yeah. She's like, leave me alone.
So Kennedy came over and pulled out the Superwoman card, the Wonder Woman card.
She did.
And
dragged her out.
Dragged her back to shore.
Yep.
And I think she's okay.
I'm praying she's okay. Man.
Yeah.
Dude.
And
especially because I think they were of the Lasabian culture.
Yes, the Lasabians, yes.
That's going to be very hard to perform.
Yes.
I mean, either way, it would be very hard to perform, but man.
And I don't think she was the one that birthed the children.
No.
So she must be the giver in the relationship. She seemed like the dominator in that relationship.
Yeah.
The top.
Yeah, the top. Well, how do you...
Yeah, I don't know. That'd be a good... We should get on some lesbians and do an interview with them and just get down and dirty. Ask them all the questions that people want to know.
Yeah.
You know, how does this work?
That could go really good or really bad.
Well, they'd have to know prior.
Yeah.
We couldn't let them know going into it. Yeah, we're just going to have some lighthearted conversation. All right, so...
how exactly do you perform?
Do you perform sexually? They'd be like...
Whoa.
Well, that time we will be doing mixed drinks.
Yeah.
Maybe some from Wild Revival. We will not be doing beer at that point.
No.
Unless
could
Dominator wants a beer.
Yeah. Big Burley.
Big Burley might want,
a
Miller.
Beer. Yeah. Could work out for her. But yeah, so we're gonna next topic, dude.
Next topic.
That hurts. That hurts.
So you're feeling pretty good about the casino. We talked about the casino in the last episode.
Yeah. I think my theory is go in, win 6-7 hands, walk out.
Yeah.
And then you're good.
Then you're good.
Because I did that on the last cruise that we were all on,
Yeah.
and I ended up getting back up like $500-600.
Yeah.
And I just, before we came here, I went down, played maybe a total of 10 hands, and got up $200. And I was like,
you're out.
I'm out.
Right.
I have to record. I have responsibilities.
That's right.
But it's the people that stay in there and, no, I gotta win. No, I'm gonna win. Oh.
And I have a theory, but on this cruise, I haven't been able to really implement it. I could have if I took all my money down there day one.
Fair.
But, like, in theory, right, unless you're on, like, one of the worst runs ever, like, with blackjack, you can never really lose if Like let's say the bet minimum's 10.
Right.
You put down 10, you lose. Well, now you got to put down 20 to make your money back, right?
Right.
You put down 20, maybe you lose that. Now you got to put down 40. Then you got to put down 80. Now you may go on like a 6 or 7 losing streak, but if you got the money, if you just keep doubling your bet, now obviously there's a max. And what's the max on a $10 bet? 500?
Or 300 on a $10 bet.
So obviously after, let's see, if you did 10, then round 2 would be 20, round 3 would be 40, 80, 160. So you could only bet really, you'd have to lose 5 in a row before you really couldn't do it anymore. But
which is rather difficult.
I think it's hard to lose 5 hands in a row.
Yeah.
Unless you're just a complete and utter moron or the dealer just has something against
yeah, it's
you.
just not in your favor those days.
But yeah, if you just keep doubling your bet, you will break even at some point.
Yeah.
And then you're back even.
That's very true. That's very true. Yeah, I try, like we said before, play without emotion.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
But my problem is I walk in with $100 and I can bet 15 because that's the minimum that we go to. And then I could do 30 and then I could do, at that point, 60 and then I'm out of money. So I get 3 hands. Well, it's a lot easier to lose 3 hands in a row than to potentially lose 5 or 6.
Facts.
So, just bring more money.
Yeah,
it's really the key. Bring more money.
That's the rule. Bring more money.
But
it is hard to win off of $100. I think at minimum you would need like 2 to 250 to have a good run.
Yeah. Just to continue to keep playing.
See some
and stuff.
profit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you're in like single deck, then it's kind of just up in the air. But I like single deck better because you can count cards a lot easier in single deck.
You know how many? Granted, how many?
There'd be
12 face cards.
No, 4, 8, 12. Yes.
16 including 10s.
16 including 10s.
And then there's only 4 aces.
Yep.
So if you got a table of 4 or 5, it's pretty easy to be like, all right, like and they don't.
It's a lot easier to hit on those 15s, 16s.
100%.
Yeah.
When you've been counting, although I don't count, I don't pay attention, but I should, because obviously it hasn't been working for me.
Yeah, I don't say that I do necessarily, but I'm definitely able to keep track on it on a single deck better.
I'm aware of the aces at least that have been played, but really the aces don't really help if you need to be counting 10s.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then those high cards.
Yeah.
But because they go through what, 4? It depends on the number of players, but they go through 4 rounds before they reshuffle.
Yeah, typically.
With a single deck.
Yeah, typically.
Yeah.
So I like single deck though.
I like $5 mins though.
Yeah.
I wish we had some $5 mins.
Let's get back to $5 mins. They have them over in Vegas. I haven't seen them in probably 2 years.
They have them on weekdays, I think, at like Choctaw or what's the other one?
WinStar? They might.
Maybe not WinStar because it's so big,
but
I know that the one in Grant that we used to go to when we lived in Paris,
right?
I think they started out with $5 mins, and they'd have those on the weekends, and then they kind of transitioned over to 10s, but I think they still did 5s on the weekends. But if you have 5, they might have one table.
Yeah,
and it's
everybody's
packed.
going to be there.
Yeah, it's packed.
Yeah, because everybody just wants to play.
And I think $10 min on World Tour Texas Hold'em, where you have to have at minimum $30 bet to even win a hand, and that's like the least that you can do to win a hand. And they don't allow you to go at it blind. Like let's say, because here I asked, because basically when you play World Tour Texas Hold'em, you have to bet the ante and the blinds. So you bet the blind and the ante to play. In Grant, you can bet just the ante and not see your cards until the end. So you don't have to bet, let's say it's a $5 minimum, you don't have to bet, you can put $10 down there.
Right.
Or maybe even if you're just like, you know what, screw it, you could put, I guess, 20 total.
Yeah.
And not see your cards.
Right.
If you had like maybe $20 left or like $10 left, you could be like, all right, like let's just see what happens.
Right.
Because all you have to do is beat the dealer, and if you push, you get at least your money back. But if you push and you do the ante and the blind, you lose your ante, which is dumb.
Yeah, that is dumb.
So,
not a fan.
Do better.
Yeah, do better.
Do better, casinos.
Please.
Give us low ballers a chance
bit.
a little bit, you know?
Yeah, and then I saw that dude win 1,200 on the slots right behind me before I came up here, and he just kind of.
I'd be down to go put. If we go to that, let's do that after this.
Yeah.
After we record this, let's go look at the machine that your dad was on.
See
I'll
where
put
it's
20
at.
in.
I'm down.
And then we'll split it if we hit it.
That works for me.
Because I need to tip our Need to tip our room guy.
Yeah.
Handy.
He's
been a great guy.
Always tip your, I don't mean this in any derogatory way, but always tip your maids.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah. They work hard. They deal with your nasty crap.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I bet the amount of throw up.
We picked up a couple of my discarded velos.
Really?
Yeah, that I had just sitting on the, like, nightstand.
Dude.
So what a man.
I
Yeah.
the amount of condoms
Oh.
probably on the cruise that they would pick up
Yeah.
or see.
Okay, after being on it for 6 days, what would be your most desired job as a cruise ship worker?
I would probably say the photographer.
Yeah, that one's fun.
Yeah.
That one's fun.
Because you just get a, hey, smile.
Yeah.
You want to take a picture?
Yeah, all the time.
And I would definitely give myself like a fake accent so that I just seem a little bit more.
That you're from.
Yeah.
You'd have to put India on yours.
Oh, yeah.
You know, after two or three photos, you'd be like, hello, can I take a picture, please?
Shout out to Sydney, our waiter.
Sydney is awesome.
Dude, a waiter worth waiting.
Oh, yes, 100%. Bro hooked me up with a Dr. Pepper in hand. As soon as I finished my last drop of that sweet Dr. P, he would be right there with another glass, just being like, "Here you are, sir," and then he'd hit that, or that. What did you?
And I don't even remember, but
know.
he would just start laughing. He would be like,
and then he'd hit you with that table spin. He'd hit you with like if you had like a soup or something. He would just
spin your plate down.
He would spin your plate down and be like, "Enjoy."
Dude, he's great.
He was a great. Yeah, he was one of the greatest.
Yeah.
I think I'd love to
promote him.
A bartender on this specific. What's this called? Rising Tide.
Yep.
I do that. I wouldn't want to do it in like any of like the bigger bars.
No. Deal with sloppy drunks.
Just people that are impatient, people that are like there for trivia and they want their drinks like right away and all that sort of stuff. But if I could do it on like this nice, quaint little, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, like 24 seat rising bar, that'd be a sick bartender gig.
Or a lifeguard, because they just get to sit out there by the pool all day. They don't even play the sports with us, bro. They'll just, if the volleyball comes near them, they'll just.
Yeah. We played some 3-on-3 today.
We did play 3-on-3.
10-minute game, and it was half court.
I realized how out of shape I was.
Gassed.
All right. It had to be partially due to the heat on the court.
I agree.
Now, I'm not saying I'm in the best shape of my life, but I'm in good shape.
Oh, dude, I was out of breath, but I wasn't like, when you get super, super tired after like playing a lot of basketball
heavy?
and you feel just like super like fatigued.
Yeah.
I felt like pain from
like a
tired.
stitch.
Yeah. And it wasn't even a stitch. It was like in my chest and in my throat. Dude. It was like something like that. So I wasn't even necessarily, like I was still moving pretty good, but I was just like, good God, like I am gassed.
Yeah, dude.
We lost.
Yeah, we did lose, but it's okay.
It was fun.
I think we played against some, 19, 20-year-olds probably. And they were running around. They hit a couple lucky shots, but it's okay. Our pride still is with us.
I think he scored every one of our points. I didn't score.
Did I? No, the other guy scored
Did
one,
he?
I think. Yeah, I think he scored one
Oh,
big
yeah.
shot. Yeah.
Banks open, baby.
Yeah, dude. But no, it was a good time.
Yeah.
That just was very hot. But it's better because, like, I remember on our first cruise, you would shoot the ball and it would just take a hard left curve.
We haven't played mini golf yet.
Oh, we have to play mini golf.
We have to play mini golf before we leave.
Yes.
And we will. We'll upload the scores. I might even record a little reel.
That'd be fun.
We'll do like a 3-hole match.
That works. I think it's only 9 anyways.
Yeah, we'll be okay.
Did you play mini golf growing up?
Not a lot. I actually played a lot of regular golf growing up.
Really?
When I went to Washington, so we would go, before you had to be back for like summer workout program and all that stuff, like basically 7th grade was when all that started. Mm-hmm. We would go to Washington for like a month. So we'd go to the cabin, we'd go to like my grandparents' house, yada yada. Well, they live on my golf course.
Yeah.
Every year I would be a part of the like, young
golfers club.
Yeah, yeah, like the young golfers summer program. So it'd be like 1 week long.
That's cool.
We'd get to Yeah, learn how to swing, and like we'd learn all the terminology and like what we needed to do, and then at the end we would play like I think it was 3 holes, and we had like a scramble partner because again we're like 6 or 7,
Right.
but we would play like 3 holes in
That's
like
sick.
a tournament, and we would play with our like partner that we had. We do like a ton of putting, a lot of chipping drills, like all that sort of stuff. So I played a lot of regular golf as a kid.
Fair.
And
I
then
did
stopped
not.
for a while.
Yeah, I played a lot of putt-putt. I did. Where was it? Celebration Station had a good putt-putt area. Or no, it wasn't. It was a place right next to Top Golf that has a putt-putt area.
Is that Top Golf or is that not Top Golf?
The putt-putt?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
It's not Top Golf. The one
No.
with the batting cages too?
Correct.
Okay.
That's its own separate.
It's its own thing.
Yeah.
Huh.
Deal.
That was cool.
Yeah.
I like that one because they have like 3 different,
Yeah.
3 different 9 holes or something
Yeah.
like that.
And they've done a lot to it to upgrade it over the years.
It's
as
a
well.
cool one,
So
for sure.
It's a cool little hangout spot for sure.
And then we went to Putt Putt over in Oak Cliff, remember? That little put together shack.
We did.
That
The
one was
bar,
fun, though.
Yeah, that was fun. The golf, the mini golf bar.
Yeah.
I like
yeah.
that a lot.
And then we went to Puttery a couple times
We
in
did.
the Colony.
We did.
That one's very fun to go to. They have some good pizzas. They have so basically with the Puttery is they have if you ever get the chance to go to the Colony, Texas, in like the Grandscape area, right? Grandscape,
Yeah.
Grandscape's that's called?
Sure.
Something like that. If you get a chance, go to Puttery. So they have, I think 3 or 4 different putting courses, and each course has a drink menu that's tailored to that course. So like we went and did like Manhattan Skyline one time, and they would have like Cosmopolitans and like Tom, or what's it called? Like a Tom. It's not an old fashioned, but it's called like a Tom Ford. It might be a drink that's called Tom Ford. Tom Collins.
Oh, Tom Collins.
So you get like a Tom Collins. You could get all sorts of stuff that had to do with like New York. And then if they had like a librarian one, I don't know what that one was all about. And they had like I think they had a beach themed one maybe, and they get all like a bunch of beach drinks and stuff like that. But that one's a sick one. Definitely recommend going there.
I definitely like Puttery better than the first place that we went to.
Yeah. That one was
The Caddy Shack.
that was sketch.
Dude, speaking of, how excited or not excited are you for this new Adam Sandler movie coming out?
Happy Gilmore 2?
Happy Gilmore 2.
It depends. I'm excited. I think it's going to go good because of the nostalgia.
Yeah.
I don't really have high hopes on how the actual movie's going to be. Although I have heard there's a lot of like pro golfers.
Scotty Scheffler's
yeah.
in it. Cameron, I believe Cameron Young.
DeChambeau, I think,
DeChambeau's in it.
Maybe Brooks Koepka's in it.
Yeah. All like I think all top 10 PGA players.
Really?
Yeah.
That'll be sick. Is he playing like on the tour again? I don't even.
I believe so. I believe that he retired or something, or just lost his way, and then comes back. And I think one of the commercials is he swings and hits it, and the little kid goes, "That was terrible."
Oh no.
So we'll see how that goes. I'm with you there. I think because it's a Netflix movie, I've not been overly impressed with Netflix movies, but I'm really hoping for the kid in me that this goes really well.
Yeah. There's a lot of actors in those movies that like I look at now. Like I didn't know that the love interest for Happy Gilmore in that movie is the mom in Modern Family.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But it was like, oh, that was just her younger.
Yeah. If you could see a movie for the first time again, which movie would you pick?
I feel like I'm going to be very, like, oh man. It's not going to be like one of those like nostalgic movies, but
That's
I'm going
okay.
to say if I could see Avengers Endgame for the first time again, the nerd in me really wants to see it.
Fair.
Because dude, like,
It was a good movie.
that after, because if I could watch like Infinity War and Endgame back to back for the first time,
Bro.
that was like the best 2 movies back to back that like I'd ever seen. Or if I didn't say that, probably like Top Gun.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I was gonna say Avatar.
Avatar.
Yeah, dude. I remember whenever I was a kid and I got home from the Avatar movie with my grandpa, I was like, maybe I can morph into the Avatar.
That'd be sick.
Dude.
9-foot freaking alien life form.
Yeah.
What would you do? First thing you do? as Avatar.
As an Avatar? Dude, I don't know. Maybe join a basketball team?
Yeah?
No. See how long I can.
Okay,
Perfect. He was letting us know that we were about to go back down. I would probably say I would see how long I could hold my breath. Because in the second movie, he's able to, or the Way of Water movie, they're able to hold their breath for a lot longer.
Underwater?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I would probably do.
I'd probably stick my ponytail into one of those flowers.
Oh, I forgot about that. Dang it.
Be like, I wonder what this feels like.
Yeah, when they like connected them together, I was like, whoa, is this really
This sexy?
It was PG-13, so,
Yeah.
They don't have weenies or bajajies.
No.
So they just have
They
tentacles.
just have their little tentacle ponytails. They're just one with the earth.
Interesting.
If you could have one Marvel ability, like a Marvel superhero ability, what would you choose?
I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of Black Panther.
Okay.
And just his suit and everything, of how like it absorbs the shock of the energy.
Yep.
And then can just be released.
Yep.
Dude.
That's pretty dope.
And that's not, that's not too far out there either, I don't feel.
No, I don't feel like that's it.
Dude, I feel, give it 50 years, you could very well have a suit like that that's created by man.
Yeah. It can capture the kinetic force being transferred into it and then expel it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because, think about bulletproof vests.
Yeah.
Right?
All they do is just absorb
They
force.
absorb the force. Now, how do we figure out how to release that? I think that's very possible. And it gives you, it still gives you superpowers. You're able to jump, run, freaking kill.
I think I'd choose.
What about you?
I don't know. Thor would be pretty sick.
Thor would be sick.
But
the hammer.
I think I'm going to choose. It's going to be a not popular opinion. I think I'm going to choose Hawkeye.
Really?
Think about it.
Yeah.
The ability to shoot the arrows as quickly, as accurately. They make a joke about he goes and plays 18, he shoots 18. Oh, yeah. And he's like, well, I tried playing. He's like, how was retirement? He's like, well, I went to go try golf. I played 18, I shot 18. It's to have that ability. And I'd even tone it down a bit.
Right.
To be like,
I'm semi-normal.
Yeah, I could shoot. I'd go on the tour.
Yeah.
And I'd shoot.
Dude, that would be awesome.
I wouldn't win every round, but I'd pull one of those Tiger type runs and just
it's
course record.
Flash from The Incredibles whenever he's running that race, and they're like, no, second. And he just, oh, okay. And he gets second.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
I'm trying to think who else.
I'm a big suit fan. I do love Iron Man.
Iron Man suit.
Or the Hulk.
Ooh.
Yeah, because then I could be normal during the day and just whenever I...
And a genius.
Yeah, that's the other part.
So
Super
you kind of
smart.
turn into a dum-dum when you...
This is very true.
Hulk smash.
Hulk smash.
All you want to do is hit things.
I like the irony there. Genius to dummy.
Yeah. Stan Lee. He knew what he was doing there.
Yeah, for sure.
I think so. I think that would do it.
What was one of your favorite original Marvel movies? Before...
The MCU?
Yes.
Or before Avengers?
Before Avengers.
Dude, the first Iron Man is one of the GOATs.
Fair. I was going to say Wolverine. The first Wolverine.
The first Wolverine is sick.
It is good, dude. He just figures out he can grow bones out of his hand.
I used to love those OG Spider-Mans.
Oh, yeah.
The Tobey Maguire ones?
Yeah. With the Green Goblin?
Yes, that was my favorite. And then I actually liked the third. Well, I don't know. Rate those in order. Favorite to least.
Spider-Mans?
The three of them. So you have Green Goblin, then you have Doc Ock.
Then you have
Venom.
Venom?
You have, not kind of Venom. It's Venom, but it's also Goblin Jr. So Harry comes back and he's and also Sandman. It's all three of them.
I would probably say, I'd probably rank them in that order: first, second, third.
First, second, third.
Yeah.
I like the third one.
Yeah.
I like Big Bad Tobey Maguire when he starts hitting that swag on that sidewalk, boy. I liked when that was a TikTok trend. That was funny.
Yeah, it was. All right, now, and we're not TikTok guys either, but what is your favorite, or what has been, since TikTok became a thing, what was your favorite trend or favorite?
Well, that's tough.
Or one of them. It doesn't have to be the, but one of them.
One of them?
Yeah, because I probably wouldn't be able to remember all the way back to 2018, 2017, or 2018, 2019.
Go first. Do you have one? There's a lot.
Trend. Yeah, I should have thought of this before I asked you, huh?
This, there's one that's recent that I really like right now. It's like throwback to like one of the older Black Eyed Peas songs, like one of the ones that they had that it goes, rock your body. Oh, I want to rock your body.
I know the song.
Yeah.
I don't know what trend you're talking about.
We should do it. I think it'd be a really funny one. And because it's like this dude that's, so basically how it goes is there's like a regular voice. I think it's just like Will.i.am being like, rock your body. And then like there's like a really high pitched voice that goes like, rock that body. I want to rock that body. And so like you basically just have like a stone face, like, but you're like looking at it, and then you switch over, and then it'd be like you like behind me, and then you like you like get jiggy with
I know
it.
what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
And then there's another one that's kind of been recent. So Russell Dickerson, when he released his song, I can't remember what the song's called off the top of my head, but he kind of pulled like one of those like Benson Boone type things where like he posted it a ton. It's called "Happen to Me" is the song.
Okay.
And so he just went on tour, or he's doing this thing called like WrestleMania or something like that when he's on tour. And all these people are doing this dance with him, and so he kind of like blew up this song based on just like this one dance. But he did it like 50 times prior to going on this tour. Now everybody's like wanting to do this like little dance with him or whatever.
Sick.
So that one's been fun to watch.
I'd say mine was the one that we were talking about the other day, where he was like, "You'll be married in a year in the summer." And he's like, if you see that guy who's like singing in the crowd of people with their flashlights on, and he's like, "We'll be married in a year in the summer," and he's like standing on his tippy toes and everything, and you see, and people will do like an imitation of him.
I know what you're talking about.
And they'll have like their pant leg. It'll zoom in on like the pants, and it'll be like their fingers tippy toeing and like flying up.
I like the one that's like based on like one of the old Barbie movies,
Okay.
where it's like Princess and the Pauper or something, and they show it from like a low. Tate actually has a draft in her phone of us doing this.
Really?
And it's like you take these very long like strides, and you try to act like really proper while you're taking them, but like you have like a point of view that's like at the feet.
Right.
I'll put it on here and clip it, but she'll have to send it to me. But it was a fun one to do, because like you have to do it like really strategically, and it's hard to explain over like just talking to you about it, but when you see it you'll be like, okay. But it's a good one. It's a fun one.
I'm with it.
I like the ones where they do the like it's like all of a sudden it's like lights are on and everything like that, and then like 15 people throw their flashlight on someone, and they're like dancing or something
dancing,
like that.
getting after
I
it.
like that one. Those are
that
fun.
Would be fun. We could do that with you, me, and George.
Oh, 100%.
That would be funny.
George would not want to do it, but
no, he wouldn't.
He wants to do the Russell Dickerson. I showed him it, and he was like, "Oh yeah, that'd be fun to do with all of us." Because like we could literally clip. We could be in the same. It'd be like the camera would be set up in one position, and then we all, like during each like verse, we each just like sub in and out. So like we have to stop it, and then we'd hop, like someone else would hop in the same position, and then they do their thing, and then we'd sub it, and then we go in the same position, do our thing. We'd have to throw a beer in there, of course, because we're two beers in the mic.
Of course.
We do have some big things hopefully coming for you guys as we wrap up this episode of Cruisin with the BREW-sin Part 2. Hopefully some pretty cool interviews coming up soon.
Hopefully so. Some tours.
Yeah.
We will not disclose those tours just yet.
Nope.
They will be a surprise, but stay tuned for them, man. I think it's going to be great. We've really come up with a plan, I think, throughout the remainder of the year to grow this, and y'all have to help us.
I'd say the next year for us is going to be a real game changer with what we kind of have planned, what we kind of have envisioned for this podcast, for this platform. So just ride along with us.
For sure.
Thank you, Harmony of the Seas, for being able to allow us to be here and make these videos and stuff like this, and just having a great time.
And thank you, Harold, for making our drinks.
That's right. Thank you, Harold.
Harold's been great, man. We love Harold.
We love Harold.
And Handy. Harold and Handy.
Harold, Handy, and Sydney.
Yes, sir.
And maybe Ryan, if he quit dealing me 15s. Ryan, quit dealing me 15s.
Yeah, this is a great episode, man.
We're going to the casino now.
And we are just about back down to the floor.
That's right.
So,
our favorite little bar back here, the Schooner Bar. We might head over there after we get some of this delicious
real shoon.
promenade pizza.
Yes, dude. I was thinking about that about 10 minutes ago. I'm really ready for that.
Let's go hit a jackpot.
Let's do it, baby.
All right.
See you next time.
Catch you later.